How to attempt and prepare for CFA Ethics, the TLDR version. What would Batman do? Now, if you have watched the Batman series, you might have already understood what I'm trying to get at. So, now comes the longer version. Ethics of CFA is essentially putting you into a investing situation and asking you to do the thing which guarantees that the client for which you are taking decisions is not being dealt unfairly. You are being fair and professional with your client whenever you are taking some kind of a decision on their behalf. Now, this is just one part of the ethics. There are many ways to give you ethics questions, and most of those ethics questions would be ethical situations which you would encounter in the investing or the finance world. Now, I'm reminded of a very famous microeconomics model, and that model is known as the principal agent model, and it's a pretty standard model in the asymmetric market model. So what I'm saying over here is that in a lot of situations you will be the agent and the principal will be your client or customer. Now the problem here is that the agent's incentive and the principal's incentive are sometimes not in sync, and when that is not in sync, you will have ethical dilemma, and this is where CFA ethics starts, and this is how most of the questions will come in your CFA ethics. You must have read the CFA curriculum, because without reading the curriculum you will not be able to understand few of the vocabulary or the jargons which are used in those CFA ethics questions. I would say that if you have reasonable amount of time at your hand, first go through the CFA ethics curriculum, then read the entire CFA curriculum, and then go back to the ethics curriculum. In that way, you will understand that what exactly is the level of ethics you need to understand, because in that way you will understand what exactly is something which could cause dilemma, and it will also give you a good amount of understanding that how much you have learned from this CFA curriculum. So I would say that use the CFA ethics as a kind of a revision for your CFA program, because it will give you the understanding of the vocabulary of CFA, and as well it will put you in situations which you could encounter in your investing career. And yes, most of the questions are not mathematical, but they are more intuitive, more ethical, if I may say so. The problem generally stems from the fact that people generally don't practice CFA ethics questions a lot. So if you do not practice them a lot, you will not develop a knack of it. And that is why for CFA ethics, I would say that practice the CFA ethics questions a lot and try to develop some kind of a feeling of a question, that what could be the best option, and that is where your what would Batman do comes in the picture. Now, if you have some kind of an understanding of the Batman movie, you will know that you have to do what is good for the society, good for the client, good for your firm, and which also does not put your career into jeopardy. So definitely you have to understand all these dimensions of that CFA ethics question. Now that being said, CFA ethics is not really rocket science, as you might have already understood. Just read the curriculum, read the CFA ethics questions, practice them a lot, and you're good to go.